everyone hear me? All right, so I first want to say hello to everyone. I see new faces, old faces, faces that have grown up, not knowing, just growing up since womb, since I've known. It's nice to see you all here as we're together celebrating our Independence Day this weekend. You all look beautiful today. I'm going to give you guys a round of applause for coming here to celebrate together. You guys want to clap for each other? All right. So today I came here to kind of share a passion that I have with everyone. So I am currently the Miss Uganda North America. And this leadership program that I'm now part of has allowed a lot of young women to pursue their dreams and it's given them a lot of, I just want to say, courage and different paths to get to there, whether it be career goals, social goals, and everything of that sort. And I'd like to thank you all for giving us that opportunity to have that. Also, I want to say, before I was saying I want to speak about my passion. With mine is I've always wanted to give back to my community in a way that will improve everyone's quality of life. But I mean like anyone that I can reach, whether it be within my actual personal community or whether it be within the diaspora, internationally, that's something that I've always wanted to do, is do something that's impactful to others. So while looking for a platform, I said I want to do something that actually speaks to me and what I feel is like my drive in life is. So that's how I came across talking about mental health. So I was actually asked to talk about mental health within the youth today. However, I feel as if I don't want to separate us, or I want to give everyone an opportunity to talk about their mental wellness. Okay? So when we're talking about mental health, okay, or mental awareness, mental wellness is what I like to say. We want to talk about how it's a spectrum. So when I talk about mental health, we like to think about the more deliberating or the more extreme mental illnesses. We like to think of schizophrenia, or we like to think of dementia, where you're unable to do your daily living, whether it be getting dressed, going to school, going to work, being able to keep relationships and things of that sort. However, we tend to forget the other spectrum, the other side of mental health, which can be anxiety, so that means constant worrying. It can be depression, things of that sort. And those are things that affect us in a daily living, okay? Or even trying to deal with daily hassles. Like how many of us are road rage driving? I know you guys, I see when I'm driving around, you guys drive 80 miles per hour in the 60 mile per hour zone. So I know there's a couple of you guys in here. But things of how to be able to deal with, okay, I see someone driving and I'm not sure, I'm frustrated because I want them to go fast. I'm frustrated because getting frustrated for minor events. Those are things that you can go talk to a therapist, talk to someone about. And those are things I want to kind of bring aware because again, since we want to focus on, we tend to focus on the more extremes, but we tend to forget about the minor things that affect our life, and we tend to overlook that and overlook how that can affect how we live every single day, okay? So since I was brought here to talk on the youth, I'm gonna start with that. So with our younger generation, unfortunately, they are dealing with a rise in suicide. I understand that's a sad thing to talk about, but at the same time, we have to get over that. Get over talking about things that are not too pretty. Get over things that are talking about things that are ugly, because we don't want to hear about it. Yet it's here, and we have to face it. So why I want to talk about with our youth is that they're dealing with a lot. Social media is now available to kids. Kids have cell phones at a younger age. They're getting bullied via social media. A lot of us older generation, I'm saying even myself, we don't understand how that feels. Kids at school, they're getting emotionally abused, verbally abused, and we need to understand and look out for those signs. Look out to the people who are being more recluse. Look out to those kids, you may think someone's acting up. Why? Why? Is it because of something that's happening at home? Maybe the parents, they feel as if the parents are not listening. Maybe they don't have many friends. Maybe, school may be a bit frustrating for them. You never know. But I think with our children, what we have to do is actually start listening to them and start teaching them how to talk about what's going on in their lives. Whether it be to us or our peers, is something that we need to teach them to do. Usually with children, they sit down, we probably let them run around, but we don't actually talk to them or teach them how to express how they feel. So that's something that I want us to help our youth do. Because at that age, there's a lot of things that are so beautiful. It's a lot of times, a lot of first everything, first day of school, first graduations, things of that sort. Those are things that our children are supposed to be celebrating. And I want to make sure that we're giving them a community of which they can do that. Now, moving on to younger generation or older generation, the young adults. So that's my group. So with our generation, or my generation, what I've realized is that we are concerned with a lot of things. Job availability. Am I going to get married? Am I going to be single for the rest of my life? I'm not sure. You think about that. Is my job, do I like my job? Am I satisfied with my job? Is my job going to pay me enough? We have all these things that are going through our mind. And the thing is, we tend to think that we're alone because when we look on social media, everyone is always happy. I'm traveling over here, I'm traveling there. Or look at my new job, or people are always posting happy thoughts. But while people do have these happy thoughts, it's okay to not be happy all the time. And not everyone at every second in their life is happy all the time. And that is okay. And that's something that I just want to introduce into our generation. It is okay. And also with that, you can also speak to someone about it. A lot of times, because I'm also guilty of it myself, I talk to my friends, but not realizing that even our friends, they have their burdens too. So we are taking ours and putting it on them themselves. There's a quote that one of my friends has told me about, and I like it, so I'm just going to share it with you all. So it's saying that I may have a bag on my back. My bag is, let's say it's reflectant, it has beading on it and everything of that sort. It's a heavy bag. When people look at me, they just see my bag, they see the beading, and they're like, oh, such a beautiful bag, I wish I had that. While I'm looking at yours, I may look at your bag and say, oh my goodness, such a wonderful bag, I wish I had that. So we're always looking at other people's lives and consistently trying to compare ourselves to each other where we're not being fair to ourselves. There's no reason why you should try to compare yourself to anyone else. You should try to be the best you can be. And I feel as if with our generation where it's a thing of where there's, again, with social media, people around always putting on their best all the time, we tend to forget that not everything has to be at 100% all the time. And also it's a time of learning. With any downfall, it's a chance to learn more about yourself, a chance to learn where you need to be and where you need to be placed. And that's something that I would like to leave with people from my generation. Now, going on to the older generation, or the wise people, I like to call them. So, while I may not be a part of the wiser generation, I do have a couple of friends and mentors that I constantly talk to about things going on in their life and things they have to face and how they overcome them. I understand people with children, sometimes you have to go to work. It's stressful. Some people work a lot of hours just to make sure that their children are okay. It's stressful. You come home, you have a little human that you're supposed to take care of, make sure everything in their life is okay, and it's a lot to handle. I understand within us, since we're talking about Ugandan Independence Day, we have immigrants, first generation, second generation, and friends. And a lot of times what I've heard within our community is, I'm sending money back home, I'm trying to do stuff back home. And I think we don't understand how that impacts us. And I think that's what makes us special in a different way, is that we have other things that come into how we move in our daily lives. So with that, I just want us to make sure that we take that and try to understand that within every single person, when you may see them, you're not understanding what they're going through in life. And as a community, so we are here today, there's so many people within this room that you can go up to and just say, I just need, whether it be if you're a spiritual person, I need a prayer. I just need someone to sit with me. I just need someone to talk to about what's going on in my life so that we can build a community that helps each other, and a community that wants to make sure that we are all being the best that we can be. And understanding that my best is different from your best. And that does not mean that one is better than the other. That just means it's different. And understanding that being different, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to say it again. There's nothing wrong with being different. And I think that within our community, when we start to embrace the fact that there are differences between us, and you may find also with those small differences, there are things that we have in common, like how we are here today. And take that as one commonality between all of us. But again, even though I was brought here to talk about mental health within the youth, I feel as if mental health affects everyone. You can be rich, you may have all the money, but you may not have friends. You may not have a lot of money, but you may be filled with love. So I feel, again, we just need to make sure, as we talk to everyone, maybe you may see some new faces, get to know someone, get to try to figure out who they are, and try to get to know each other so that we can become a better community and we can support each other even stronger. So I didn't want to leave this on a sad note. I want to end something positive. So there's something that I typically do every day, because I understand in this world it may not necessarily, there's a lot of things, bad things happening, but there's also a lot of good things as well. So what I've always done is every single day I try to think of small things that help me move on through the day. Like, for example, mine, I just started eating chicken again. I know that may seem small to everyone else, but I'm like, yes, I get new food. I've had Taco Bell for the first time in like years. I'm so happy about that. I had Popeyes for the first time in years. I'm so happy about that. And while it may seem really small to other people, I feel as if you can do that every single day and say, you know what? Today I had like 3 vegetables, great. Today I saw my favorite show, that's great. And if you can do that every single day, you can at least take away the negative within your life and start moving towards positivity, and you can see your soul, you can see yourself uplift. And that's what I want to leave with you guys today, is just to make sure, try to take away something positive from any interaction, every single day. Just sit down. If you can't write 5 things, at least write 1 thing. And it makes you move towards, again, trying to have a better and positive life. Now, usually after having talks like this, I like to leave a lot of hotlines or a lot of information you can have for a different therapist or someone to talk to, whether it be on the phone. I don't know if you guys know, you can talk to people via FaceTime nowadays. So just to make it anonymous, I will just leave it on my social media, and I'll start posting hotlines and things so people can feel comfortable to reach out to someone, just in case, you may be sad, or maybe you're happy, you want to talk to someone. That's also something you can do as well. And last but not least, as Miss Uganda, I'm going to my care tour at the end, towards, I would say, next year. And next year, what we will be doing is we'll be going to different places in Uganda, giving back to charity. So if you guys have anything or any ideas that you want to bring towards our way, since you guys are the community that I did grow up with, I want to give you a chance to kind of give up your views as to what you feel as if in Uganda you want to come and see. Just come talk to me, or you don't feel like talking to me right now, you can go and you can just email me, and you can ask me for my email and I'll give it to you. But I guess that's all I have to say today. I don't want to talk too long. I understand that you guys want to go. It's Independence Day party. You guys want to have fun, party, so I'm going to let you guys do that. And I just want to thank you for listening to me talk for these past few minutes. And I truly appreciate it. Thank you.